There's been a bit of a trend recently of behavior actually responding to feedback in a timely fashion. And out of absolutely nowhere, here is a fresh developer update with some big changes following on from last month's developer update. First off, there are some overhauled progression system changes. You can now earn up to 10,000 BP per category in trials for a total of 40,000 BP rather than 32,000 BP. You'll feel this immediately and you'll progress a lot faster as a result. This is a really good change. They'll also be looking at add-on rarity appearances in a later update. Not this one, a later one. They've changed the way that they calculate which prestige you start on by 2 bonus prestige levels. So if you're prestige 3 before the update, you'll be guaranteed to be prestige 9 after the update. The prestige node now costs 20,000 blood points rather than 50,000 blood points. And we did it, fellas! The blood points cap is now 2 million rather than 1 million. Huge. The endurance effect will no longer protect you from going down if you have the deep wound status effect. So you can only really use endurance once now rather than chaining it a bazillion times like everyone was doing on the PTB. You'll still be able to gain endurance while having the deep wound, but it won't function until you mend. Some perks are getting reworked again. Spine Chill now has a visual indicator of terror radius strength. They'll be revisiting this later to implement a permanent non-perk solution to knowing when you're in the terror radius if you're hard of hearing or on mute for whatever reason. I imagine it will be the visible heart like in DBD Mobile. Dead Hard now has an endurance window of 0.5 seconds rather than 1 second. They'll also be replacing Dead Hard's animation in the future. Not yet, in the future. Off the Record will no longer function once the gates are powered. Overcharge will now regress from 75% speed to 200% speed over the course of 30 seconds rather than 100% to 400%. This will make it faster than the default regression after 12 seconds. Botany Knowledge now reduces medkit efficiency by 20%. Distortion now gives an audio cue when a token is used. And Inner Focus, a perk that didn't have an overhaul, is receiving a tweak to remove its range requirement entirely. They're changing the prestige rewards to be a bit more appealing. Charms now look like this. Character portraits now look like this. And prestige icons now look like this. With this. And that's that. Are you happy with these changes? Do they sate the urge to relentlessly criticize every move behavior makes? I think they're good. And I'm exceptionally glad they've responded to feedback this swiftly. That would have been absolute chaos if it became reality on live. As always, a big thank you to my patrons, Helzus C, Joelbrook182, Kurt Gardner, Sylvan, Think Sometimes, AVR Razor, Cokehead, Channel... that wasn't the right button. Channel Manager, Chipstar878, and Godfather Dumbledore. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.